Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Welcome to topic 1 with the title of ornamental fish. Before I proceed, let us look at the learning outcomes of this topic. At the end of this lecture, you must be able to explain the history of ornamental fish keeping, understand the categories of fish keepers, and identify species selection criteria. I'm sure you heard about ornamental fish before. So what are ornamental fishes? They are attractive, colorful fishes of peaceful nature which are kept as pets in confined spaces of an aquarium for the purpose of enjoying their beauty. There are several advantages of keeping ornamental fish. First, it gives pleasure to the young and old people that are attracted to their colors, shapes, and swimming behaviors. Fishes are also relatively cheaper pets and less maintaining costs. They give relaxation of mind which can help to reduce stress. They also may become the attractive focal point and aid the aesthetic beauty of the home and its surrounding. They also can be a source of income by providing service of aquaria upkeep at hotels, airports, water parks. It also can be a part of business by culturing native varieties of ornamental fishes. Now, let's move on to the history of ornamental fish keeping. The art of ornamental fish keeping is an age-old practice. Archaeological evidences prove that fish keeping was prevalent among the Sumerians as early as 4500 BC. There is also evidence that the Egyptian people considered fish sacred, specifically worshipping the Nile perch among others. The Romans also began keeping fish in ponds for food and advertised the availability of fresh fish in restaurants by exhibiting them in vivaria. In China, records show carp was bred selectively and kept only for decorative purposes. The Chinese people were forbidden to eat them. The goldfish is believed to have been bred in China during the Song Dynasty. Around 1500 AD, the Chinese began exporting goldfish to Japan. The goldfish have been introduced to several countries and became popular in England and Scotland during 1854 and 1662. Since 1850, the hobby of keeping ornamental fishes became popular in USA. In India, the hobby of keeping ornamental fishes bloomed with the opening of the Tarapore-Vala Aquarium in 1951. The world's first aquarium started in England in 1853, and this has caused a significant increase of interest level on fish keeping as a hobby. Marine aquarium fish trade started in Sri Lanka in 1930. Revolution in the industry transformed the small thick metal frame aquariums into those made of glass and acrylic. These innovations delivered the industry. Revolutions in the industry transformed the small thick metal frame aquariums into those made of glass and acrylic. These innovations delivered the industry from the limitations of standard aquarium. The popularity of fish keeping hobby escalated in 1856 by a German, Emil Robbe, who wrote an essay Sea in Glass. This essay introduced fish keeping as a hobby to the rest of the world. The hobby required specialized equipment, thus confining it to the well. Fish tanks for tropical fish required heating flames from gas-burning lamps under slab bottoms. The major technical advances in aquarium maintenance occurred after World War II with the development of air travel to add to the rapid transport and safety. The number of domesticated fishes continued to grow and bred generation after generation in captivity. The swordtail, molly, zebrafish, guppy, and angel have been hybridized, selectively bred, and as a result of all of them now differ significantly from their wild ancestor in shape, color, and reproductive cycle. Vivaria shortly transformed to aquaria. The term aquarium was first used by British ornithologist Philip Gosse. The Chinese were the first to start the breeding of carps for an ornamental purpose. even as early as the period of Tang Dynasty. Nowadays, few hybrid fishes include blood parrot cichlid is a hybrid reputedly developed in Taiwan by crossing Amphilophus labiatus, Herocephalus, Amphilophus citrinellus, and Vigia synspilum. The flower horn is a hybrid believed to be first developed in Malaysia in 1990s by crossbreeding Latin American cichlids, namely Cyclasoma citrinellum, C. festae, C. trimaculatum, and Vigia synspila. Apart from a mere food purpose or recreational value, fishes had a keen role to play in the day-to-day life of humans. Fishes have been used for forecasting weather by the Hungarians, foretelling future in Lycia. Fishes are also important in Vatsu and Feng Shui. They are also have been used as treatments of various psychosomatic disorders like depression and blood pressure. The species that are usually kept for Feng Shui purposes are arowana, koi, blood parrot cichlid, and flower horn. Ornamental fishes became popular in Malaysia in the 1950s after the country picked itself up from the ruins of World War II. Resourceful entrepreneurs in Johor started collecting species from the wetlands and pit swamps to breed, and soon the trade expanded to other states. Johor's early start has enabled the Johor fish dealer to become clear market leaders in an industry valued at 353 million. The industry is supported by 4 categories of fish keepers. They are the beginners, collectors, biotop enthusiasts, and Feng Shui practitioners. The beginners fish keepers has the largest market, and its popular species include angelfish, guppies, gourami, and some varieties of barbs. These species are hardy and do not need special care, and they are also easy to breed. Their low-cost production costs make them affordable for beginners. The next one is the collectors. The collectors are specialists interested in bringing together different species and strains of the same genus. Many wild species with colorful strains have been developed and are exchanged among the hobbyists. In Malaysia, Betta and Rasbora seem to command the most fans. Those species that require special care and only have a small niche market are usually shunned by farm breeders. For native species, hobbyists tend to collect them from the wild, and this can be a cause for concern as wild habitats decline. Next, we have biotop enthusiasts. Biotop enthusiasts are those who like to challenge themselves in creating a self-sustaining ecosystem in the aquarium. Although automatic systems for water recirculation and oxygen aeration may be installed, the enthusiasts takes pride in harmonizing a variety of aquatic flora and fauna. Hiding nooks and corners are created by the arrangement of petrified wood pieces, and aquatic plants are stratified to host fish species of different breeding and foraging behaviors, thus creating a demand for aquatic plants, petrified wood, and other paraphernalia. Next category, we have Feng Shui practitioners. Feng Shui practitioners buy and keep ornamental fishes for their perceived value in bringing good luck. The most famous Feng Shui fish is the arowana or dragonfish that are known to command quite high price. Species usually kept for Feng Shui purposes are arowana, koi, blood parrot cichlid, and flower horn. The flower horn is a hybrid believed to be first developed in Malaysia in 1990s by crossbreeding Latin American cichlids, namely Cyclasoma citrinellum, C. festae, C. trimaculatum, and Vigia synspila. Now, let us proceed to the criteria to be considered for judging the suitability of a fish as ornamental fish. First criteria, choose for attractive look with beautiful coloration. One of the most common reasons people want to keep an aquarium fish is that they look beautiful. The fish promote feelings of calm and peacefulness by enjoying their beauty. It helps to release stress. Therefore, choose beautiful fish with multiple colors. Second criteria would be peaceful nature and compatibility with other fishes in the aquarium. Some fish are peaceful, while others could be aggressive and territorial. Choose fish that is peaceful and can live with others. This is to avoid bullying and injury due to fighting. The third criteria is ready acceptability of artificial food. For your information, fish can be carnivores, omnivores, and herbivores. Some fish are picky eaters which only eat particular foods such as live foods. Therefore, choose fish that are capable to consume variety of foods such as artificial foods. This type of food is easy to get from any pet shop. Next criteria is the adaptability to living in small confinements. Some fish will stress as they are not able to adapt to live in a confined space. Fish that are stressed are susceptible to disease. Therefore, choose fish that are able to live in a confined space. Before we end our lecture, let us recap on the subtopics that we had learned. We learned on the history of ornamental fish keeping, several categories of fish keepers, and the criteria that we have to consider in choosing fish species. With that, thank you for your attention until we meet again in our next topic.